What's going on, guys? Super Insane 18 here, and we are here with a familiar face. You've seen him on the channel several times. Ed, he just took 6th place at the Las Vegas Regional. Go ahead, tell him what you were playing.
I played a deck I never played before, but my friend Tamir won the regional with it, and he keeps winning locals with it, so I said, I'm pretty sure I can do good with it, so I played Labrynth, but I played like hand trap Labrynth.
All right, awesome. You want to do your shoutouts now? You want to save them until the end?
Shoutouts to the People's Card Shop, obviously, and I guess most importantly, shoutouts to Calvin Chow. He talked to me about Labrynth all the time. He's too scaredy cat to play Labrynth. He plays dumb Kashtira. So, yeah, play Labrynth.
All right, let's show him the build.
All right, so start off 2 Ariana. Pretty simple. She's like the Stratus of the deck. It's really good specifically in this version because it's like a hand trap kind of Labrynth kind of deck. I don't play that. I still play like a lot of traps, but like a lot less compared to like the 25 traps most Labrynths play. And her effect to like draw cards is like insane because you end up drawing like Nib, Ghost Ogre, Ash, stuff like that. And basically, this is like the new trend for Labrynth. I play the Furniture, the 3 Chandelier, the 3 Stove, and the Clock. So basically, what the stove and the chandelier do is they both have the same effect, where you get to discard the card, discard itself in a card, or send for stove specifically, you can send itself on field and discard a card to set a Labrynth card, and then these add back if a monster were like to leave the field because of a trap. And this card is basically let's just cheat at Yu-Gi-Oh! You get to activate trap cards turn 0, and basically, you just get to virus people turn 1. You get to just kind of like FTK them. But it's really good because it allows you to be really consistent because like all of these are just more copies of Big Welcome. And specifically, Toby Orb is like crazy because it lets you spam Chaos Angel. 3 Lady Labrynth. She's really good because if you activate your trap cards turn 0, you just get a search virus or barrier and something like that. It's really good. A lot of times against the super heavy samurai decks, what would happen is I would like multiple hand trap them, and I would use like, let's say Imperm, or I would activate like one of these somewhere in the during their turn. And even though they make like a little tiny board, being able to summon this at my end phase, turn it to attack mode, and just like attack over like the Apo, the Regulus, or something like that, definitely helped me clear boards. So even though this is like a trap deck, it's pretty good at going second, and I lost like almost every single, I lost all but 2 rolls, but the 2 rolls I won were definitely super matchup dependent, so it definitely is a reason why I did good. My favorite card in the deck, Lovely Lady or Lovely Labrynth. What she does is she makes it so you can't respond with monster effects with traps. So a lot of times, like I would start my turn off with like Welcome Labrynth just to summon her. Even though like if you do it in reverse and you go like summon this first, then summon this, you'll be able to sometimes you'll be able to activate a trap card or search a trap card, and it's like mad broken. But I wanted to play around Ash or like stuff like that all the time, so I would always summon Lovely Lady, and then basically. You just can't respond with Ash, and then I'd be able to just kill my opponent. And like the best part is, if you like sneak her into play, you can let your super heavy samurai or your opponent play through like a bunch of stuff, and basically you just use like a board clear when they have like 2 or 3 negates on field, and they don't read what it does and they can't negate it. Driver, it's mandatory for 3 Gamma. So my hand trap lineup's kind of weird. I have a lot of copium with this deck list, so the games last pretty long because it's Labrynth. It's kind of like a grind deck, or it just ends really quickly. But if I'm going second, I have to grind it out. So I basically wanted my turn 0 to be as impactful as possible. So I didn't want to play a bunch of hand traps that can only be activated once per turn unless they were super high impact, and I think Gamma is literally the best hand trap right now. Also because it makes your what is it called? Your Lovely Lady Labrynth. It's really good. God bless America. Then I play 1 Veiler, 1 Ash. So instead of playing a double Ogre, instead of playing like 3 Ogre, I wanted to play more like diversified hand traps. Obviously, because I wanted to sorry, they're playing like the baseball game behind, and they were playing like the national anthem. Apologies, I didn't stand up. But basically, these are like super low impact, but if you draw multiple, they're really, really, really good. So I kind of wanted it, and I did not want to main Droll because it was a regionals, and there was a bunch of random decks, even though I played 5 super heavy samurai. Ogre, this card's crazy because it just clears the board. It's like a 1-for-1. The only way you lose this with this deck is if you die. So sometimes just like stopping damage by ogring is just enough. Following with that is 2 Nibiru. Nibiru is like really, really good in this deck, specifically because what happens a lot of the time is you activate Nib and Labrynth, and then you have a big token, and sometimes you can't get rid of it. But like what I did a lot of the times is if you have like a furniture and a Nibiru, what you can do is you reveal Nib and then discard the furniture off the Nib, and it still tributes all the monsters, and the Nib doesn't summon itself for the token. So sometimes that's like really good. It's basically just torrential. And then for spells, Labrynth. I didn't like this card at first. Just like in theory, I don't like it because like it forces it. You need the trap cards for it to be good. But I realized if you have this card and you have Welcome Labrynth or Big Welcome, it just snowballs the game too hard. And 3-pot because it's just consistency. No Prosperity because 1, that's a really expensive card. And 2, basically, you neg so much because of the furnitures at the start of the game, you need like every +1 possible. Then we have the best card in Yu-Gi-Oh! So originally I wanted to play Super Heavy Samurai because it gets to play a bunch of hand traps. But then when I saw this list a while back ago, I saw that it played like the same amount of hand traps as Super Heavy, but also just gets to play Skill Drain in the main deck. So that's a big plus for me. I should have put this with the hand traps also, I guess. 3 Imperm. Again, it's sort of low impact, but it's really good just because it's a normal trap. It helps trigger your guys, and it's just really good. Like even setting it in the scale zone sometimes against Super Heavy is like really, really good. 3 Big Welcome. Standard. This is like the best card, the best trap card in the deck, besides Skill Drain, because it just gets your engine going. It starts off all your +1s, and sometimes people forget it has a graveyard effect, and you just rock them with it. I see a lot of people play 2 of these lists, especially in like the furniture build now, but I think you just need to play 3 because you just need to play the game. And like what happens a lot of the time is you like double or triple hand trap your opponent, and then you're just going to pass turn again because you have no starters if you just play the defensive cards. So I wanted to max out on like this because it's like really, really good. I kind of also want to play 3 Ariana. And then my 3, well, this is just a generic good card to search off a lady. So I just do that. But then the 2 FTKs I play, 3, sorry. Forgot to take it out. I main decked the Eradicator. So these are like the 3 FTKs. So you just basically, depending on the matchup, you search one of these and the game's over. Because like Super Heavy, like this just destroys Super Heavy. This destroys Pearly, and then this destroys like anything that isn't like the top decks. Or this is also just good against Cash. Even this one. If I draw it, it's like cool. But then like basically all I'm trying to do is set up a bunch of these cards, and then eventually my opponent can't play.
All right, I think you said the main deck was 43, right?
Yeah, it's 43.
All right, let's see the side or extra, whatever you want to do first.
Yeah. So what happened at the event was I wrote down 14 cards. So I wrote down 14 cards even though I was going to play 15. I ended up getting a game loss round 5, but the one card I'm missing, I guess, is a Magic Deflector. I have no real opinion on it. I just like put it in last minute, hoping, testing for YCS, but I don't know if it's good or not. But here's the other cards. Basically interchangeable for the other virus. Deck Devy's insane. Against Super Heavy, you don't even need to like quote unquote win. All you need to do is just live long enough, and eventually you'll just Deck Devy them, and then they just can't play. And like an added benefit is like stuff versus like Math Meg, or super hand trappy decks. You just activate this, and then you won't get Ash or Belled or DD Crowed or anything for the rest of the game. It's like crazy. And then I felt like Labrynth's so good at going first that I really just didn't decide any going first cards because I feel like hand traps are just better going first cards because they can go second. So more Ashes for the matchups where it's good, and like sometimes like Ogre, sometimes Nib, especially what's that card? Nib is like awful, so then usually it comes out for Ash. 2 DD Crow and 4 Bestials, sorry. I really don't want to lose against stupid Math Mech. I hate that deck. And it's really good. There's this combo with Bestial. If you have a Bestial and like an Ariana, you can do like a crazy combo. I can show it after, and it help breaks boards. I even played against what's that deck called, Sword Soul, and like because I didn't have that many good going first cards or anything like that, I need to play like a more grindy deck, and then against like random decks where like this is even remotely playable, like the play with Ariana and Chaos Angel is like so good in my opinion that it's worth just like boarding them in as like just more aggressive threats. And 3 draw is my last one. Honestly, I was really scared of not main decking it because Super Heavy is so broken, but like I felt like if I just drew 2 or 3 hand traps, their board was so weak that I was able to beat them with just like even traps. And even there was one game where I didn't draw any hand traps. He full comboed me, but then I set 5, and then I was able to just like slowly crack his board down. So maybe draw isn't needed. And probably that's just copium, but like I don't know. Like it doesn't deal with the board. And then like the sad part is when you draw them and they pass, and then you're not able to capitalize, then you just still die because they didn't waste any resources. Well, cards like Ghost Ogre, things like that, it makes them like commit stuff into the board. And then 2 Sphere mode, just going second. I was afraid of Spell Canceller. I was afraid of Jinzo from the Super Heavy Samurai deck. So I just wanted this card, and it was crazy good.
All right, let's see the extra.
I can't summon this. Don't make fun of me. I didn't think about my extra deck because this is not an extra deck, but going forward, this probably should just be Psychic End Punisher. Because if I had Psychic End Punisher, I would have ended games like 5 times like quicker. This card and this, just punishment targets, punishment target, punishment target, punishment target. It's cool that this bounces. I summon this a lot. This card is broken beyond words. Like literally, you just like turn your random floating monsters into this, and now your Gamma's live again, and then you just gotta make synchros, and it's like really, really crazy. My favorite Link monster now. She's mad broken. It's really cool because like sometimes you want to like overextend, and then you run out of how you say like your your Labrynth engine like stops rolling because you search your like unsearchables and stuff like that. But then this lets you link it away, bring back Ariana, and then you're able to just keep playing again. I never did technically a punishment target. I summoned this one time off of Gamma, but usually you just summon Baron. This card is broken. Every time I Gamma'd on my turn, I like FTK'd my opponent. And then the reason why I even tried playing this deck at first is Chaos Angel. This card is so cool. You summon it, you banish cards, and you can bring it back with Muttcrackers not once per turn. So then you get to like turn the corner really fast and just kill a bunch of cards just randomly.
All right, awesome. So other than the unplayable Zeus that should be a Psychic End, what else would you change, if anything?
There's a lot of changes I would make, especially because I play this deck just for fun, and then I really like it, so I guess I'm going to go YCS now. But I'll do like an updated deck profile after, because I think it's going to like look way different, because now I kind of know how the deck plays and stuff like that.
All right, awesome. Well, congrats on taking 6th, and you guys know the deal. If you liked it, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, comment, share with friends. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.